Wendi madekona South Africa Spemende batanganedza to the South African of the Year Daily Show Nendifundisani Ravele. This is the show where we of course get up close and personal with the SATY2016 nominees, and this evening is no different. Tonight I sit down with the man behind one of South Africa's biggest, largest, most successful integrated security solutions company and a leader in protection innovation. He goes by the name of Mr. Val Botman, and he is a Business Innovator of the Year nominee. Mr. Bartman, congratulations on your nomination and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Starting out, I mean, you're a former Springbok flanker. So from sport into security, where did that shift come about? Or was it just a case of, I don't know what to do next, hey? Shall we do security?
My family and everybody has been involved in rugby, and I've been the youngest of the brothers. And, you know, we all used to play outside, and I was part of that team. My father started the business in 1969, and we grew up in the business, and that's where it comes from.
That's over 57 years of experience that you've got at the Fidelity Group. What would you say some of the day-to-day challenges are, especially when it comes to, we're a crime-ridden country, let's be honest?
Well, we deal with people, and we need to motivate our people and have them ready to work and give them the necessary skills to perform. And yes, crime is very challenging, and we need to be one step ahead.
How does one go about starting a company such as this? If I'm a young person watching today, I mean, you've been in the family business for 57 years, but if I'm a young person thinking to myself, you know, I think I could have a solution to help with security in this country, how do I go about doing that?
Well, you need to comply. There's certain legislation that you need to comply with, SATY, and I think that everybody has got the will and the heart to do it. I think there is an opportunity for every individual to be successful.
Well, Mr. CEO sitting in the hot seat, and of course Business Innovation of the Year nominee being the Kulani Fidelity Security Group. If you'd like to vote for them, BizS7, SMS that to 43043 or email that to satyvoting@nn7.com. This is a busy man, Uhlala up and up, so we had some time to spend a day with you. We sent our cameras to follow you, and this is what goes down a day in the life of Mr. Val Bartmann.
Chasing paper, raise it very high, or you're just getting by. M-O-N-E-Y, make it, take it, save it till you die. The way today's the same view in every eye. You're chasing paper, raise it very high, or you're just getting by. M-O-N-E-Y, make it, take it, save it till you die. The way today's the same view in every eye. You're chasing paper.
It started off by my father. It used to be Springbok Patrols. In 1999 we did the first BE deal in the security industry and became Kulani Springbok Patrols, and later we sold the business to Fidelity, and today it's called Fidelity Security Services. When we started off, it used to be a family business, and you know, as a family you decide what you want to do, and it was quite easy. Today we're a very corporate business. We've got external shareholders, which include some of the banks, and external parties. And I think for us to grow into the corporate governance and to take our business further. Well, we work with people. We start off by deploying 45 to 47,000 people on a daily basis, which is performing services day and night. More than 3,500 vehicles dispatched every day. So it is a huge organization, but we've got a great team in our business, and everybody is working towards the same goal. I think that's one of our main focuses, that we look at our people in our business. We try and promote them, and we empower them and take them to the next level. They know the business, they understand the business, and there are people in this business that's been here many, many years. We have our own training centers where we train all our staff. We do more than 2,500 learnerships per year to improve the standard of our people and to give them the necessary skills to grow in life. My day could be totally different. My diary is a nightmare for my PA to manage. because the client is always right, and if a client wants to see me, I'll be there. If there's any dispute or problem at any branch, if I need to get to a certain area, I would fly there immediately and address the staff or deal with the issues that I had hand. I think it's actually a nomination for the team, for every person in Fidelity, and that goes from the top to the bottom, and I think that the glory should go to us as a team at Fidelity and not to me. And of course my father that started this business. I think a lot of credit and the foundation was laid by him.
Never thought you'd see what it looks like in the offices of the Fidelity Security Group, but hey, tonight we are giving you a little glimpse, a little taste of what goes down there. But Val, let's take a step back to, after you were involved in rugby, you also studied law, but you never pursued that career. Tell me more about that.
Yes, my father always wanted me to study, and I did an LLB when you still had to do Latin 1, and yes, I never went into practice, but I do use it a lot in the current day-to-day running of our business.
And what would you say the importance of following your passion is? Because looking at you, you really could have gone into, let's say, administration in the rugby field, and you also have brothers that you are supposedly competing with to be in this position, because maybe somebody else is looking saying, I can't net see you obvious too.
Yes, I'm the youngest. All the other brothers are also in the business, so it is difficult sometimes, but I think I've got the passion for it, and my father has made the selection, and I thank him for that.
For me, as a consumer, I just think to myself, this is a risky business, but it is one that you enter into. In terms of competition that you see entering into the fray, why do you believe that Fidelity is still the leader in the service?
Well, we're innovative in what we do. We're flexible. And we're very cost effective in providing our service to our clients. And I think it's important to know that we can always do better. There's always room for improvement.
I like that. Always room for improvement. That's the only way you stay at the top. Business Innovation Leader of the Year. The nomination is out, of course, and there are other nominees in this category as well. It's not only Mr. CEO Val Botman competing out there by himself, but if you would like to vote for him, BizS7, that is his code. Get voting. And also please visit our website, SATY2016.co.za or nn7.com. By voting, you stand a chance to win VIP tickets, a double set to the exclusive event happening on the 25th of November. Ticket Pro Dome, you definitely want to be there. Welcome back. Nodzana Napanoni, South African of the Year Daily Show. We're sitting with our Business Innovator Leader of the Year, Mr. Val Botman, who is a nominee. BizS7 being his code if you'd like to vote for him. Val, this is a family business, and I understand that you have twins of your own. Do you see them venturing into the business? If yes, why? And if no, why not?
Well, they're still very young, so we don't know what will happen, and they're 15. And we'll have to wait and see. It is a different business. It's a difficult business. And maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. We'll see.
Would you encourage them though? And if yes, what would you say to them? Because the thing about family businesses is about legacy, is it not?
Yes, it definitely is. There's a few of the children in the business already. And I think it would be good for them if they do get involved and they carry forward whatever we've started building.
But running a business with your family can also have its downside, because when I'm negotiating with you, if you're saying that some of the other kids are all in the business already, I'd be like, yeah, maar and it's not it's CEO at this stage. So how do you balance the two?
It is difficult, and I think with the rest of the family in the business, I think they are good and bad. It's people that have been in the business, they know the business, and everybody is loyal in the group. And I think there's a lot of other people that's been many years in the group that's actually part of that family. So it's not only blood related, but there's a lot of other staff that's been for 20 or 30 years in the business with us.
And speaking of that, what makes a person stay for so long? Do you think it's a generational thing? Because when I look at young people like ourselves, if I had to put myself into your business, I don't know if 20, 30 years would be something that would be a reality. Why do you think people stay for so long?
Well, we are good to our staff. We look after them. We've good incentives so it's, financially it's good. And of course the environment. We try and make it as comfortable and as good as possible for everybody to be part of it.
Running a business of this size and of this nature, sometimes people get closer to you and you're not sure why, you know, but I understand that you've had friends that you've had for a very long time, and of course Sonia, being your sister, was one of the people that we spoke to. The importance of the people that you surround yourself with, and do you make friends easily?
I don't think I have too many friends, but
just enough.
Just enough. But I think the friends that I do have are real friends. You know, we come a long way with people, and you know, a lot of our people that we deal with, we're loyal to each other, we understand each other, and I think that's what's putting it together. My sister, well, she's the younger one. All the other brothers went to hostel at a young age, and we stayed at our home. So we've got a very good relationship, and as well as with all the other brothers.
Keeping it in the family, man. This is how people are thriving in this life. But speaking of family, we spoke to Val's sister, Sonia, as well as a friend, Morne, and this is what they had to say.
Val and I were inseparable. We had our first cigarette together. We went to school together. We went on tours, rugby and netball, and we always looked out for one another. Truly a brother that any sister would adore. Val loves his wife Siska and their beautiful twins Zander and Ziza. They spend a lot of time together on their farm over weekends. Val is always with the kids, interested in what they do, and supports them in all their activities. You know, the Bartman siblings used to play rugby on a Sunday afternoon on the lawn. Dad was the referee, Mom the spectator, and then Val always chose me to be on his side, because the golden rule was the boys are not allowed to tackle me. So we always won. So it was always a special afternoon for the kids. Val has got a loving relationship with his parents. They live adjacent to one another. He pops in there every afternoon and have a cup of coffee with them. He admires my dad, who's 82 now, and he's only got a standard 8 certificate, and for what he reached in life. They've been married now for 60 years, Mom and Dad. And for my mom being there to support my dad is absolutely something so special, and Val admires them for it. I believe that all accolades bestowed upon Val is justified. His benevolence towards his employees, the elder, the orphans in particular, is just who Val is. He's a gentleman, a guy that goes the extra mile, always there for people, and he leads by example. Really a good example to anybody.
I remember as a young boy I was doing extramural activities at our local school, and I saw a man sweating it out on the rugby field. I later realized that that man is a Springbok rugby player, Val Botman. So eventually I gathered enough courage to approach him. Luckily he was a very approachable man, and I started tagging along with the exercises. Never keeping up with him, unfortunately, but at least he tried to make me stick with him. And then, yes, I learned to know him through that. Then one day in 1994, on a Saturday morning, I received a phone call being invited to the farm with him. And that's 22 years later. I've got the privilege to still be able to be called his friend. In all the years that I've known Mr. Bartman, I've actually only seen him angry 5 times. And those anger was, in my opinion, a needed anger to correct a situation or to improve somebody else in their lives. So from my opinion, I think it takes a lot to make Mr. Bartman angry, much more than most people, including myself. Being a friend with a man like Val Botman, there's so many memorable moments, you know, from years ago spending a weekend on a hill at the farm with himself, his father in a camper, you know, to being out sprinted by himself and his father when a cow on the farm decides to charge us, you know, to just being able to sit around a campfire and sharing moments with him. Obviously we've had some tours that we've gone together, and that involves some shaving cream and fire hydrants, but as you know, what goes on tour stays on tour, so I can't share those memories with you. But the most recent one is where I had the privilege to be part of a Fidelity Invitational rugby team. And Mr Bartman came along to watch. And once he was there, I think the bug bit him and he sent out for some rugby boots and he actually joined us. And for me to share a rugby field with a legend like Val Botman is a memory that I will have for a long time to come. Val, I think from my side, from a personal aspect, I think there's no better man that deserves this as yourself. As I mentioned, not just for myself, but I know everybody that's in your life, you inspire them, you lead by example, and all the best of luck, and may you definitely win.
When you see people being loved over and above who they are, because to a lot of people you're a CEO, you're the boss at work, but you're just a brother to Sonia and you're just a friend to Monet. The importance of maintaining those relationships, because you run such a hectic schedule, there's no time. Or is there time? How do you find the time?
Well, you need to make time, and probably I don't spend enough time with the family and everybody, but it's important, and you know, I support rugby, and we would go and watch every now and then a game together, etc. So you need to make time for family and friends and to make sure that you stay in contact.
And what does Val do for fun?
I'm farming a bit. Now with the drought, it's not very good, but I've got a few cattle, and I go out to the farm and spend the day there and have a look and just enjoying it out in nature.
Diversifying the portfolio, that's what I call it. You are an avid rugby fan, so I'm going to pick your brain a little bit on what is happening with our rugby team.
It's difficult to explain. I think it's going to be a long story, but currently I think we're not in a very good position where we are with our team and the performance, and I think it's not only at national level, I think it's in provincial level as well where we've got problems.
And it's something of fixing from the grassroots level, I'm assuming?
I think we need to start right from grassroots and build it up again.
Try again. Speaking of rugby, one of the people who you're very close to is Tendai, and he has a close relationship with the Fidelity Security Group. How did that come about? Because one would think that, you know, a company such as yours, you don't need a face necessarily. You don't need to be associated. You don't even need to be making adverts, you know?
Beast is a good friend of mine. Well, I was also a Shark many moons ago. And I met him after a game. He's a very humble person, and we got talking. And you know, I said to him he had to look at the future as well. It's not only rugby. He should get involved in other businesses as well. And that's how he started. So when he's not playing and he's off, he assists in the business.
But we were talking about Tendai as we're sitting here, and him mentioning that Val taught him what family means. We got some time to sit down with him, and this is what he had to say.
Okay, firstly, Val is my personal mentor and also a great friend. I've had the privilege of knowing Val for the last 4 or 5 years. Basically what happened is that he was an ex-Sharks player, and our current coach at the time was John Plumtree, and he used to invite all the ex-players to come and hand out jerseys and obviously have a talk with us. And Val happened to be one of those guys. You know, he was probably one of the most decorated captains of his time. So he came with his family, and he wanted to meet me afterwards and take some selfies for his kids. And next thing, we became friends, and then with a relationship from then until now. Actually, I wasn't really fortunate to watch a lot of rugby during the time when Val was playing. But from what I heard, he was probably one of the toughest guys that has ever played the game, tough as nails. Even our coach, John Plumtree, always used to make examples of Val, saying that you guys need to toughen up and be like, you know, like a guy like Val who used to put his body on the line week in, week out. So I think his personality and character hasn't changed since then. He's still a guy, you know, who lays it all down and really, you know, is tough as nails in the business world as well. Okay, I've got a couple. I think the one that comes to mind is my first hunting trip. Obviously, I was quite excited. I'd never shot anything before, and I did make a promise that anything I do shoot, I'll eat as well. So we went on our first hunting trip in Pongola on his farm, and then I shot an Impala. And there's an initiation for a first-time shooter. You have to eat the balls of whatever you kill. So, and raw, not cooked. So, yeah. So they made me eat raw Impala balls. I had to I had to keep it down, otherwise I was going to have to go again. So it was like an episode of Fear Factor. So in the end, I made him laugh, and yeah, it was quite a special moment. And after that, I was officially a hunter. Yeah, Val, just really proud of your achievements. You're a great man, great family guy, and I really look up to you. I've learned a lot from you over the past couple of years, and yep, I think your business principles and your life principles are exactly what I'm also about. And yeah, I really look forward to just getting to grow in the business world with you. And yeah, I just really wish you luck with this award. I'm sure you're going to win it because you really deserve it.
With our staff complement of 49,000 people every night out in the cold, I think we need to experience that and understand.
You are watching the South African of the Year Daily Show. Today I am joined by Business Innovator nominee for SATY2016, Val Botman, who is of course the CEO, the man behind the Fidelity Security Group, a family business that is thriving and doing well and being the leaders in innovation when it comes to protection. Something that companies are often very passionate about is giving back. And I know the CEO Sleep Out is something that you've been involved in before. Your thoughts on something like that? Because some people are of the notion that it's CEO sleeping on a bridge. What difference does it make, really?
I think, with our staff complement of 49,000 people every night out in the cold, I think we need to experience that and understand that, what they're going through. And for the needy people out there, we're involved with quite a lot of other initiatives in our business as well. And also looking at our own staff to see what we can do to improve their lives and to support them.
Okay, and when we look at acquisitions, I beg your pardon, looking into the future, there was an article that I came across in August, and it mentions, I mean, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but your acquisition of ADT, talk to me about the process of bringing those two companies together.
I think that's the vision that we say, that we want to provide an end-to-end integrated solution where we need to respond to everything and we can provide a full service to our clients. And we're still waiting for the Competition Commission to finalize that, but I think that would add a part to our business that will take us to the next level and to be wherever we need to be in South Africa, always there. We're big in the industrial market and commercial, but in domestic we're not. And we believe that we can, with our footprint and the combination of the two businesses and the synergies, I believe that all our clients would benefit.
Go harder, go farther. If that's not what we came, if not, then why bother? I'm going to pick your brain now because this is the South African of the Year Daily Show. So we have trivia, 5 questions, general knowledge about South Africa, and then we see how you fare. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you laughing because everybody's going to be sitting at the office saying, oi, we're not so sure how this is going to work out for us.
But let's see.
All right, question number 1. Who was elected president in 1994?
1994? Nelson Mandela.
That's correct. Question number 2. I'm not sure if you know this one, but we'll try it. Which South African DJ collaborated with Alicia Keys? I mean, just no hip and happening stuff. It's not tea. It's the opposite of tea, and then it's a certain color.
Opposite of tea?
Yes. So what's the opposite of tea? A hot
Coffee.
drink? Yeah. And then put a color before the coffee. That's as far as I'm giving you clues.
Black coffee.
Yeah!
Oh, thank you.
That's not bad at all. Question number 3. Which headland south of Cape Town is a famous landmark for maritime navigators? It's right in the corner, and they also have a nature reserve there, if I'm not mistaken. Something about not bad, but it's the opposite of bad.
Good.
Yes. So something about Cape of...
Good Hope.
There, I practically gave you that answer.
You gave it to me. Yeah, no, I'm struggling
Okay,
a
I'm
bit.
going to give you half a point for that one. So that's 2.5. All right. Next question. The only South African racing driver to be a Formula One world champion, 1979. Who am I speaking about? This is hard.
Not Niki Lauda.
No, Jody Scheckter.
Jody Scheckter. Oh, sorry. Yep.
He's on a 30 seconds card, and I always think to myself, who is this guy? All right, final question. Which event happened at the Groote Schuur Hospital in 1967 with Chris Barnard being the surgeon?
First heart operation.
Dis reg so. So 3.5 out of 5, that's not bad.
That's pass.
It's a pass. It's a pass. Before I say goodbye to you, Val, where to from here? You know, looking at South Africa and just where we are economically and socially as a country, where does the Fidelity Security Group see themselves spearheading into the future?
We would look at the acquisition. Once that it's approved, we need to bed that down and make sure that we integrate that into our business. And then we would be looking at some other opportunities in South Africa and up in Africa.
Increasing that footprint, man, making it larger. You nominated with phenomenal people in your category in terms of business innovation. We have the Fergusons, who are innovators in the film and television space. There's Liesel Algeo, who of course is an innovator in the education space. If the award were not to come to you, who would it go to?
I believe that everyone that's been nominated deserves that prize.
Politically correct. Politically correct. Val, thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best. I hope you're getting the team, the staff. I mean, 49,000 people voting. If one of them each votes, I think you are well to winning this award. On your way.
I will ask our staff to look at that. Thank you.
And if you sitting at home would like to vote for Val Botman, it's BizS7. SMS that to 43043 or email it to satyvoting@nn7.com. We'll be seated yet again right here with another phenomenal South African who's doing extraordinary things in their line of work, and that is why they are a SATY2016 nominee. But for tonight, that's all we've got. Thank you for watching.